It isn't clickbait. I play with an actual Sentinels player, someone who is considered one of the best players in the game. The reason? I'm bad at Marvel Rivals and I want to get better, and luckily today I got coached by one of the GOATs. You see, I'm going to be conducting an experiment. I'm going to play 10 ranked games, then get coached by our mystery pro, and then play another 10 ranked games. And I'll be measuring my progression in two different ways. Firstly, statistics, the numbers, kills, deaths, wins, the objective. The second way, and perhaps the most important, is vibes, or I think the kids call it aura nowadays. But I have hired a random editor on Fiverr to make clips from both sets of ranked games. I'll show you guys the montage videos and you get to decide which is cooler. So, without further ado, let's begin. So I thought I'd hop on, do my placement matches, fire out 10 ranked games, no problem at all, 5 hours max. Sweet Jesus of Nazareth. 25 hours I had to play this game. We had to get to level 15 before we could even do ranked, and even better, there are no placements, everybody just starts at the bottom. But I guess this wasn't too bad, as it did kind of force me to play the game just to learn a little bit more about it before I eventually jumped into ranked. Marvel Rivals is a hero shooter, a bit like Overwatch, which is no use to me at all, as I have never played Overwatch before. So this really is all very, very new to me. I'm a little nervous. Okay. Oh my god. Now I did play Rivals on release for a couple of hours and that got me to level 5, and truth be told, I didn't really like the game, but I am ready to give it another chance. There was an overwhelming plethora of heroes to choose from that I'm sure did all sorts of unique and interesting abilities, which would no doubt go right over my head. I figured that playing with a few heroes would be a good way to get a grip to the game. First up was this Star-Lord geezer. He ran with akimbo pistols and was pretty fun to use. Yo, get wrecked, guys. That was fun. I enjoyed that bit. In just a couple of games, I realized that playing Marvel Rivals is like putting a fishbowl with fireworks on your head and taking a taser straight to the sphincter. It is utterly overwhelming. 13 kills though? Feeling that this went pretty well, I decided then to choose my personal favorite superhero. Ooh, Spider-Man. Yeah, I like Spidey. And how was it using my favorite superhero? Yeah. Yeah, punch him.
Spider Fist is ready to punch. They're behind you. You're welcome.
Holy shit, he is impossible to use. Next up, I chose the raccoon fella, and honestly, I didn't have a clue what he did. I don't know what my thing does. Genuinely, I have no idea what that E thing does. I noticed that next to each of the heroes there was a symbol, which I guessed represented their class, so support, damage, tank, etc. Captain America seemed proper beefy, and I figured that he was in the tank section. Given that I was used to the game and I didn't really know what was going on, I thought that maybe tanks would be the best for me. Just run on in, and I won't die as much because they're so tanky. Next up, I tried Psylocke. She wasn't too bad and had some interesting abilities, but it lacked what I felt was a decent range attack, which for me made her quite difficult to use. There was this Moon Knight guy who, in the hand of the enemy player, would always perform really well, but whenever I used him, I was about as effective as a condom made out of candy floss. Hawkeye might be good, I thought though. As long as he stayed away from snowmobiles, his bow and arrow seemed to be super powerful, if you could hit the enemy. Mate! I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Now, Iron Man was the guy that I used when I played when the game first dropped. And you can't really go wrong with him. Fly about, shoot things, zap things, a real point and click kind of character. The simpler a hero was to use, the better it was, as I didn't have to use some sort of combo of abilities whenever the pressure was on. I didn't want to settle too early though, so I moved on to the Human Torch, which went horribly, and then tried the Scarlet Witch, who has aimbot. I'm not joking, actual aimbot. You had this kind of orb thing that you would just hold and it would just shoot people and you wouldn't even have to aim. The downside was it was relatively weak though, so I didn't end up using her too much. So after playing a little bit with the different heroes, I then decided to try and figure out what the hell was actually going on with the game, and there was two different types of objectives. There was a domination style one where you have to capture a point for a certain amount of time, and then there's a sort of escort mission, where if you control a thing, in some cases it was a walking tree man, other times a slug, and sometimes a chariot thing, it would slowly move towards a checkpoint. The more I played, the more I started to get involved with the game a bit more and try and influence the objective. I played a bunch more, trying out Cloak and Dagger, Penny, Iron Man again, and Punisher. Punisher and Iron Man are definitely my favourites. They are so simple to use. As someone whose FPS experience is predominantly in the likes of Battlefield and Call of Duty, the point and click just made so much sense to me. But even though I was getting to grips with the game, if I can be really truthful, I wasn't particularly enjoying it. I'm sorry, I've just committed the cardinal sin. I am done. I'm done. I'm the sort of gamer who games for fun. Shocking, I know. I'm not particularly competitive, and this was about the sweatiest game that I've played in a minute. Every game I would try and voice chat with my team, and not once did anybody else get on the mic. Occasionally they would use chat to communicate, but all in all it was a pretty isolated and lonely experience, given that it was a multiplayer game. For a game which was, in my opinion, about teamwork, camaraderie and outwitting the opponent, I never really felt like I was part of a team. Now this is also potentially because I'm absolutely tragic at the game, but I can't be that tragic, as after exactly 10 hours and 13 minutes of gameplay, we hit level 15. Finally. Oh boy. Ranked. Let me tell you, this was an experience. Are you sitting comfortably? So game 1, I was hoping that ranked would encourage more gamers to use comms, but sadly that didn't appear to be the case. Who plays ranked with no microphones? But that being said, it wasn't too bad. I was going to be Punisher for the first 5 of our ranked games and I was doing pretty well. We rolled the first objectives within a couple of minutes, and it was very much the same for the second half of the game, as we took the W and went 21 kills to 1 death, taking home 42 RP. Game 2 brought more mute teammates as well as a juicy battle. The enemy took the objective all the way to 99%, but silently we rallied together and repelled them off. We won that one! We took home the second game as I was yet to taste any form of defeat in ranked, as we went 15 kills, 4 deaths and a 46 RP gain. Game 3 threw a spanner in the works as I played a map that I had never played before. Maybe I was a prodigy at this game because despite not knowing what was around each corner, we went a huge 26-1 in the first half alone. The second half wasn't quite as hot as I totaled 32 kills, 3 deaths and 41 RP as we rounded out to victory. Game 4. And do you know what rhymes with 4? More. And this was more of an indication of perhaps what Marvel Rivals is actually like. The nuts and bolts must have been loose as this was the moment where the wheels began to fall off and I began to fall into a pit of grumpiness. How has the Black Panther survived that? He's on a pixel of fucking hell. The enemy team unit, for sure, were in the SAS or something, as they cut through everything that I tried to do. While my team bumbled blindly, hobbled and bobbled, the enemy Black Panther danced around me like Michael Phelps racing Hagrid in the backstroke. I went 23-12 and dropped 17 points of RR. Along came game 5, and I was determined to see the bright side. I mean, three wins and a loss. I can't say no to that. If I kept that record my entire Marvel Rivals career, probably good. Spoiler alert, I did not keep that record.
Oh, we're getting absolutely dicked on here.
This team was just as good as the previous team, and being on the receiving end of 2 back-to-back beatings left myself becoming dangerously close to a strop. It was so bad that our team FF. 6 kills, 13 deaths and -5 RP. Yikes. Halftime brought a switch to Iron Man, which allowed me a brief pause to think. Winning in Marvel Rivals felt good, but losing felt really, really bad. I'm not a stranger to competitive games. In fact, I enjoy them, but Marvel Rivals has a way of just getting under my skin. Things improved ever so slightly for Game 6, The way that being kicked in the back of the head hurts slightly less than being kicked in the gooch. Iron Man couldn't quite initiate a drastic turn in form for me though, as we took another L as I went 19 kills, 13 deaths, minus 12 RP. Game number 7, number heaven, and it left me searching for a god to answer the question, why am I playing this game? I'm honestly like so grumpy right now. I hope it's not coming across too much, but I am fucking miserable. It is the weekend right now, and I'm spending the very little free time that I have on the weekends to play this game, and it is hurting me so much. Whilst we didn't lose any RP, we took another L as I went 34 to 16. Surely it couldn't get any worse, right? And truthfully, it didn't. Game number 8, we found our groove again. We were still a little bit grumpy though. Okay, this is going better than the previous 4. Until I met Thor, and he swung his hammer. I don't got good grammar. But the best way for me to describe is that those who win are the ones that decide to numb their emotions and feel no pain, because once you play Marvel Rivals, you'll never be the same. I think in the previous games we were stacked up against a squad, or at least they were all using comms. The way that the teams pushed and tactically used ults together felt like a coordinated effort. In this game, things felt more reactive than proactive. Each player was reacting to what's in front of them rather than having any real plan. Because of this, I felt we fared better as we weren't being isolated or picked apart. I finally broke the losing streak though as we went 33 to 6 and gained 33 RP. The penultimate game of our first phase of ranked games was much the same as the previous, as we went 32 to 12, taking home 33 RP points, but it's testament to just how much losing streak had gotten onto my skin, but even winning didn't feel so good. Let me pipe and smoke it, you scarlet bitch. Sorry. It should feel good. I'm dead inside. Our final game was probably the best yet. I went 14 to 1, and the only reason that I didn't get more kills is we were absolutely steamrolling the opponent and took all of the objectives before the game ever really got going. This meant I finished strong with a solid 31 RP. So there we have it, our first 10 ranked games with a little sprinkling of statistics. But now is the vibe check. So I went to Fiverr, I found a random artist, and I gave them clips from these first 10 ranked games. I told them to do absolutely nothing and that they had complete artistic freedom. The only caveat is I wanted them to make me look as cool as possible. So, let's roll this first clip and have a look. First, competitive game. Positivity, 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 positivity. Let's go, baby. Come on. Oh, arriba, arriba, arriba. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, the strafing. Nice. Things down, things down. Take it, take it, take it. Won that one. Nice, that was good, that was good. Oh, brilliant. Whilst the game had been kicking my ass a bit, I was at least having fun playing with some of the characters that I get to see on the big screen and the pages of a comic book. Now, as most of you will probably know, I really enjoy telling stories. It's what we do around here. But sometimes, I like the story to be told to me. And recently, the stories within these pages have been absolutely captivating me. Now, some of you may have already seen the podcast that I did with official channel partner and my good friend, Etienne. Etienne is the creator of the Etienne-verse, and when he's not directing movies, he's creating the most incredible world in comic book form. Like my personal favourite, Beats of War. Now, E.T., this superhero in this story, is an amazing, unique, and somewhat flawed hero. But the reason I resonate so much with this series is that it's set in Scotland, where I live. Look, it's the Harry Potter Bridge. So troops, please check the link in the description to find out how you can get your hands on Beats of War by visiting Etienne's website. It's also a fantastic time because he is currently launching a Kickstarter campaign to help launch his brand new series, Terror Squad. If you want to support independent artists and make sure that the best stories get told around the world, check the link in the description and get involved with the campaign. Thank you so much, Etienne, for sponsoring this video as well as the channel. And remember, troops, supporting the sponsors is supporting this channel. Now, I think it's time that I introduced you to my new coach. This is a player who is at the absolute apex of Marvel Rivals playing for Sentinels. They have achieved first place in the War of the Realms North America, first place in the Marvel Rivals Invitational 2004 North America, second place in the Marvel Rivals Championship Season 0 Doom's Rise North America, third place at the Marvel Rivals Invitational 2025 North America, first place at the Marvel Rivals Championship Season 1 Eternal Night Falls North America, third place in the Shroud Gauntlet, and first place in the Ignite 2005 One Americas, plus a list as long as my arm for so many other tournaments and competitions. They are considered one of the best players in the world currently. In addition, she is the first ever female to be signed to Sentinels across any esports division, making history not just with her presence but also her performance. I am of course talking about Aramori.
Hello!
I had the chance to play with Aramori for a couple of hours and I got her to coach me everything that she knew about the game. Holy shit, 18 hours apparently.
Hey, you're 18 hours closer to being a pro, I think, actually.
It took me 18 hours to get to level 16 though.
Yeah.
This literally feels like I'm like having a kickabout with Ronaldo before he's like playing in a Champions League game or something later. This is wild.
Don't be nervous. The worst thing you could do is die.
True. I mean, that's probably, this could be said for lots of things, I guess.
Alright, so normally here on defense, we just come and we set up on this top high ground. You know the turret thing that your character can do? But you can sit like right on this corner and plop your turret down.
Oh, shit. Already?
I got you. You can plop your turret down.
And then I just blast them.
Yeah, and you just kind of like sit here as long as you can and just shoot down main pretty much.
Dude.
And the whole point of this is not to... Oh my god, you own that fraud. Wait. The whole point of this is to just make it harder for them to like touch the payload, basically.
So I usually would push like all the way around the corner for this one.
Yeah. So now that you don't have turret, we can actually go and maybe try and like take this high ground a little bit, especially because we just killed their Spider-Man, right? So we know they're down a player, so we can like come up here and be like a little bit more aggressive.
Shit, there's Chris Pratt on the other side on the balcony. I forget the character's name. Oh, Spidey's back.
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, that's
yeah, you're
the one.
good. You're good.
Now, Aramori didn't directly teach me this, but the first thing that I learned is Marvel Rivals is so much better when playing with a friend. Up until now, Marvel Rivals had been a weirdly isolating experience. Kinda like going to the movies. You're all in the same place and doing the same thing, but you're not really talking about it. Immediately, the games were much more fun. You know before how I mentioned the opposition dancing around me, tactically coming together to outwit me? Well, that's what we were doing now. Aramori spoke about the right times to push forward, and how retreating is sometimes the best thing that you can do. It all might sound like such simple advice if you are familiar with hero shooters, but for me as a brand new player, this was such good knowledge. Now, we played a few of the games to kind of see where I was, and then we jumped into the practice range and Aramori started to teach me about all of the different heroes.
The things that you really have to be aware of are like the ultimates, right? Both for your team and for the enemy team. So let's pick somebody you've like literally never put your hands on before.
This, I have no idea who this is. Is this Aquaman?
Kind of, yeah. It's Marvel Rivals equivalent of Aquaman, I think.
Oh, he's DC, isn't it? Oh.
If you read it and you're like, I still don't know what the fuck that means, you can grab this really quick and you can use it, and then you'll see what the ult actually does, and you can throw it on these guys too.
That's what that is. Whenever we were taking a point and it was getting like squeaky bum time and you think you've nearly done it, all of a sudden this would appear and I had no idea like who it would come from.
There you go.
I wish I knew about this before. This would have made so much more sense. Scarlet Witch, aka Scarlet Bitch, because you just hold. Is she not overpowered?
No.
No. I would,
Not at all.
I would be Iron Man in a game, and if there was a Scarlet Bitch on the other team, then I wouldn't stand a chance because they would just fly near me, and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we kind of do this thing called shooting our guns at her, and she doesn't really do anything.
Okay, I felt like that was a little bit of a dig. When you have a couple of hours with literally the best player in the world, you have to make every second count and get every knowledge nugget of information that they have, right? Oh my god, the Venom's orange.
Fanta. Oh, do you have Fantas in UK land? I don't know.
Oh, what? Fantas.
Like, yeah, Fanta. It's like an orange soda.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, but our Fanta isn't orange. It's yellow because our regulations are really kind of strict on food coloring. So I swear to God, whenever we go on holiday to like Spain, which is
you don't
slightly
got
different.
that red 40.
Exactly that. Yours does taste so much better, but it does kill you a lot quicker. So, oh my God, I am in his
in
back
vain.
pocket. I'm in his back pocket the entire game. 21-5 he is. I am 7-11.
I like 7-Eleven.
We don't have a 7-Eleven here.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were everywhere.
No, not well. Maybe down in London. I feel like if we have it, like London has it. We only just got Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
Dude, I do. Not the morning after, but their no, what was it? Is it a case? It's like a quesadilla and a burrito in one. I can't remember what they called it.
Quesarito.
Yes, quesarito. Yeah.
They took that off the US menu, and I will forever hate them for that.
So I lived in America for a little bit when I was doing a study abroad, and Little Caesars. So for me, is my British ass couldn't fathom that I could walk into a shop and pay $5 for a pizza that was already made, and this place was like a 3-minute walk from my dormitory where I was staying. I put on so much weight when I came back. My parents were worried. And it's all because of Little Caesars. Like in America, it's just so easy to get like food. I'm trying to say, is there Little Caesars in the UK? Oh my God, yeah, Derby, Nottingham, and London, which is none of them are in Scotland. So, what's the chicken place? Rattle off chicken fast foods, American.
There's Raising Cane's, Popeyes,
Popeyes.
Chick-fil-A.
We have a Popeyes now. I think it's near me.
Why did that work?
Once we had finished talking about fried chicken, we logged in and jumped into some ranked. Listening to Aramori talk and teach the game was like watching Dumbledore practice spells. As we waited for the game to begin, she would run through the heroes that we have on our team and would literally be able to predict what the game would be just from knowing every hero like the back of her hand. We actually locked it in as Aramori started to orchestrate our team. I was starting to learn that it's just as important to understand the role of your own teammates as well as the opposition. For example, if the tank in your team is ulting or is being healed as they push a point, then this is a good opportunity to be really aggressive and fight the enemy team. If the tank starts getting slapped about or the healer dies, then you need to be more tentative and patient. I definitely find, see with the games that when I was playing in the ranked, if the is it the Vanguard, the tanks, if one of those is really good and competent, it is game changing, because when for me, when I think about now, when I'm pushing on pulling, if you're pushing, I'm like pushing like 10 feet behind you. If you're dropping back, like I'm dropping back a little bit. I feel like it's easier to understand the game when the Vanguard is like good at the game, you know?
Yeah, usually when I was talking about like in-game leaders and stuff, usually it's the tank or the Vanguard who's like calling, you know, like the ebb and flow of the game, the push and pull. And that's all hero shooters are. Like at the highest level, there's teams that still don't respect like the ebb and flow properly, or like they'll make a mistake and they go in when they should have backed off or whatever. And that is like ultimately what decides like pro games, which is crazy to think about, right? But it's such like it seems so simple, but it's not.
We played a couple more games, and then she told me about the replay mechanic. Now, this wasn't just useful for gooning over that quad kill that you got that one time, but it actually allowed you to see a top-down view of the game, allowing you to deep dive into why you might have played well or not so well in any given game. She took me through the settings of the game to optimize it, and it wasn't long before she shouted at me. And so global illumination is like high quality, reflection, SSR.
No wonder you can't see the video game.
What have I done? Which one?
This should have been the first thing I asked you. Okay.
She gave me the secret sauce by providing me with a crosshair code and directed me to change a couple of my settings. The settings did make the game look less cinematic and crazy, but much cleaner. We played a couple more games before Aramori had to jump off to play in the grand finals, and no, that is not a figure of speech, that is actually what she had to do. Playing with Aramori was like going for a kickabout with Ronaldo, a shootout with LeBron James, or a buffet with queso. But it was now time to put all of this newfound knowledge to the test as I begin my second 10 ranked games. Right away, my outlook was different. Instead of running straight to the opposition, I would think about the most effective place that I could be. This was the best feeling game that I had yet. Even though there was still radio silence from my team, I stayed on the comms and did my best to act as the in-game leader. Nicely done, walk with it, walk with it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm qualified to do it, but my team definitely listened to me. I think at the lower level of ranks, players are more welcome of somebody trying to lead. I finished the game with 32 kills, 9 deaths, but unfortunately because we lost, minus 13 RP. In game number 2, as I entered, I could hear my team talking. Unfortunately, it looks like that they were having a scrap.
Nothing else going on in your life.
Oh!
Like, what is wrong with you, bro?
What's going on, guys?
Are you proud of that insult?
Wait, what's happened?
It's why would I not be proud of it?
Wait, what's happened?
This embarrassing argument.
Whoa, what's happened? What's happened?
Don't worry,
What
mate.
the fuck?
There's two interesting creatures that want to speak to me, so you'll just hear some nice chat.
All right, whatever's just happened, put that to the side. This is ranked. We need to lock it in. I really want to do very well, and we can have a good time. No insults. We're on the same team. Same team.
Yeah, hell yeah,
he
bro.
doesn't
Let's win this
understand it. He doesn't understand that.
That's the spirit. Let's go, team. Good luck, have fun.
Let's go, team.
This slicked back fella is a guy that I have seen a million times before. They are just a human parrot. Someone who is incapable of a single original thought and instead just regurgitates things that other people are saying. They likely have no control or influence over anything in their real lives, and they project a deep-rooted insecurity online because they think that it gives them power and attention. It's like a little chihuahua in a cage, yapping at everything that goes by. However, if you were to stop and open that cage, you'd soon realise that that chihuahua is all fart and no shit. These people are best ignored, so instead I focused on organising the team and squashing any negative comms. Sheesh!
Let's go, team.
That was good, man.
Fucking awesome. Why's everyone gone quiet, man? It's just good vibes.
Ah, we're winning. It's all good. We were locked in. No need for communication if things are going well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, you know?
Nah, I just meant my pre-mates. They've gone quiet. I don't know. I wanted to talk with them, but...
Cool. I have the feeling, mate, it's probably because they don't want to talk to you. So, anyway, lock it in, guys. 3 seconds. Let's go. Slicked back. I didn't ask. Let's just go. That was really good. Let's finish this off. We can all go our separate ways. Deal? Oh, this guy actually gives me the heebie-jeebies, man.
What else did you want to say? You wanted to talk about the game, last game more. So, I don't know why you stopped.
Elvis, a little less conversation, a little more action, please. Let's focus. Luckily, my other teammates were great and we won the game as I finished with 24 kills, 2 deaths and a satisfying 36 RP. Game 3 brought more of a disgruntled team than a toxic one, as there was some argument about not having 2 healers. I didn't really have a leg to stand on with this as I was locking in Punisher immediately, but I need not worry as we did really well, particularly in a moment where I recognised that the door was about to open, seen that the enemy Punisher was ulting, and so counter-ulted him and rained on his parade. Oh shit, that door's about to open, so I'm gonna counter-ult him.
Executioner! I see you, sniper. By the
Let's walk. I went another 36 RP in the green with 30 kills and 4 deaths. By game 4, I was having a really good time. Well, at the start anyway. The enemy's Black Panther was all over me like a parasitic Kandairu fish, which rendered me practically useless for the entire game, as I went 12 kills to 10 deaths, losing 14 RP in the process. Game 5 came with one of the most dominant performances yet. The cohesion was impeccable, and the enemies didn't get a single objective. I ended this one with 34 kills, 5 deaths, and 36 RP. As we moved into the second half of our ranked games, we made the switch to Iron Man. This was a tough one, as the enemy team also had a pretty decent Iron Man who was backed up with an Ultron for most of the game. Whilst it wasn't one of my most dominant performances yet with 14 kills and 4 deaths, we did come away with a dub and 31 RP. Game 7 was a tough one. Whatever this map is, it is tough to fly about in. There was lots of low ceilings and vertical displacement, which I found really challenging to be effective in. Overall, I definitely felt more effective with Punisher. It also made me realise that there is one hero that I hate above all others. Oh my god, I hate Spider-Man so much. It hurts. Oh, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I hate him. I hate him. For games 8, 9 and 10, I learned that there is definitely a threshold of Marvel Rivals. There is a point where continuing to play is probably against the better practices of mental health. Oh my god, I feel it though, like there's a certain amount of games where Marvel Rivals is really fun. And then there's a threshold that once it's exceeded, it starts to become the most frustrating game you've ever played in your entire life. These games weren't horrendous, but by this point I was just looking forward to getting the 10th game completed so I could be done for the day. Game 8 we went 29 kills, 7 deaths and 38 RP. Game 9 we went a shocking 3 kills, 13 deaths and minus 12 RP. And the final game, game number 10, finished with 31 kills, 17 deaths and a huge minus 24 RP points. So there we have it, troops. The 2 phases of the ranked games have been done. Now, if I can please ask you, put your pens down, eyes to the front of the classroom. We are about to conduct some statistics. Now, for shits and gigs, I thought it'd be quite interesting to compare Iron Man to Punisher. And it was the stoic soldier that came out on top, as I had 3 less deaths, 23,000 more damage, and a huge 34 more RR. But this is the moment that you have all been waiting for. Let's do some statistical analysis of our performances from phase 1 to phase 2. I had put 25 hours into the game, blood, sweat and tears, and got coached by one of the best players in the game. Surely this meant some sort of really significant increase in performance, right? Wrong. We got worse. We actually statistically got worse. Let me read these for you. From phase 2 to 1, I had the same amount of kills and deaths. I did die 2.5% less, so technically I did improve on that aspect. And I did have a 7.6% increase in overall damage. But here's the kicker. I had a shocking 27% less RR in phase 2 than I did phase 1. Now, it might not be as bad as it seems, because there's a couple of things that I haven't factored in, okay? Firstly, I played most of these games in silver on the second time around as I did the first. And also, I could deep dive into the statistics of my teammates, because perhaps they performed statistically way worse in the second phase than they did the first. But that would require more maths, and maths is for nerds. Do you know what isn't for nerds? Vibes. Throw your p-values out of the window. Get rid of your objective numeracy nuances, because I went back to the same guy on Fiverr, gave him the clips from phase 2 ranked, gave him complete artistic control, and told him to make a montage that would make me look as cool as possible. You might want to sit down for this one.
Alright, that's 3 down, push walk now. Pressing fire!
You have just witnessed me In an FPS montage to Skrillex, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit the apex of my YouTube career. It does not get any better than this. But I'll let you guys decide. Please let me know in the comments, which montage did you prefer? Give them both a rating out of 10, and let's conduct our own statistical experiment in the comments below. But in conclusion, after my experiment today, I have learned that Marvel Rivals can be really, really fun. Playing with a pro player is insanely interesting, and Skrillex makes everything better. A massive shout out and thank you to Aramori for taking the time out of her insanely busy schedule to play with me for a couple of hours. I massively appreciate it. Troops, I'll leave the links to her channels in the description below. Make sure you go and check her out. And don't forget, troops, make sure to scan the QR code on screen right now or check the link in the description below to go and check out some of the official channel partner Etienne Versus incredible work and get involved with the Kickstarter campaign. But most importantly, troops, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.